Nightmare Viola, and you're watching Mission Boxing Today on YouTube.
Now, I'm really anticipating this fight with Andre Ward and Kovalev, the rematch. The first fight, I scored the fight 7-4-1. I had it for Kovalev. I thought it was a good, entertaining fight. I love the fight. The first fight, I watched it a few times afterwards. Thought it was a good fight, man. But I'm just sitting back reading all these articles and looking at all these headlines over the place. I'm reading different messages of fans, and not just here on YouTube. And that's another thing, guys. When I talk about fans, I'm not just talking about YouTube or the comment sections of YouTube. I'm talking everywhere. I'm talking the boxing websites, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. I mean, all over the place. I'm just in different forums. I frequent a lot of different platforms, you know what I mean? And just try to get the consensus of what most fans are thinking. And I'm reading a lot of comments that Andre Ward's a coward and he's scared. Now, some of the reasonings for people calling these dudes or calling him a coward make no sense to me, especially when you're a professional fighter and you're trained to beat somebody's ass. It's kind of, I mean, people can do some cowardly things, so I understand that, even being a combat fighter. But I mean, when people say that, I just get confused because it's like, okay, so what are you talking about? Some people say it's the style in which he fights in that they don't like. It's the way he talks to the media or things that he says on Facebook, or he really believes that he won the first fight. The judges gave it to him, and for him to even to go along with the judges, he's being a coward, and they don't like his style and the way he fights. And well, then beat his ass. Why don't Kovalev just go in there and beat his ass, knock him out? Again, I thought he won the first time, but the judges didn't feel that. So he could have done some other things better in the first fight. You know, now some people may say, no, Ward has the judges behind him and the country behind him and all of this. When that to me is confusing too, because it's like, especially if you're with HBO, they don't even like that style of fighting. Jim Lampley, they hate that style of fighting. They've always hated that style of fighting. It just is what it is with their network. That's just how they roll. You know, I don't agree with them. I think some of the shit they say is bullshit. I don't even listen to the Fight Game. I don't go for Jim Lampley or HBO for my boxing as far as what I want to know about boxing. Don't get me wrong. I like listening to Roy Jones, and when they have the fighters on there and they're breaking down styles. But when they start giving their opinions about certain things, I just tune them out, man. Especially at this stage of being a boxing fan. I'm eyeing 40 in a few years here. You know what I mean? So I don't go for them for boxing news or anything like that. But this whole thing, calling him a coward, I just don't get it, man. You're rematching a guy within a year's time. They just fought last November. So less than a year. It's another rematch. And the other guy has a chance to put hands on you. So I don't, or maybe it's just this new definition of what a coward is, but I'm just not getting it. I don't, you're getting in the ring with the guy. He has a chance to put his hands on you and whoop your ass. And if he can't carry it out to the point where the judges agree or he knocks you out, how is he a coward? And then some people going into the first, I wasn't one of these people, but going into that first fight, people felt as if, as soon as Kovalev hits him with one good shot, the fight's going to be over with. And then when that doesn't happen, it's like, oh shit, he couldn't knock him out. So, well, he's a coward then, And then, Ward, he believe there's some functions that he didn't show up at to promote the fight and push the fight, and things that he was probably obligated to do. My thing is, okay, you're still going to have to fight. So if you're so mad and you're so pissed off and he's being such a coward and he's not showing up to this and that, you have an opportunity to express your anger on fight night. That's it. For me, that's it. I don't care. I'm not showing up to these functions, so I'm not buying tickets. I'm not supposed to be in attendance for some of these functions. So to me, being miles and miles away from it, it really doesn't mean nothing to me. I just want to see the fight. I can care less what they have to say in a press conference. Dre is just going to be his normal self. He moves and operates the way he moves and operates. And some people don't like it. You don't have to like it. But when I'm hearing people say he's a coward and he's a bitch and he's a pussy, it's like, come on, man. And, you know, some of the stuff that I read, and it's just like, you guys wouldn't even say this shit in his face. Now, some of you may say, oh, well, he's a professional fighter. You know, we're not here to, you know, we shouldn't have to say anything in front of his face. But just nowadays with social media, man, people can just say what they want and it's just heard. And, you know, you get a group of people that can just talk all this shit, man. And they won't even say this to these people's face. Like, that's what's so funny about reading some of these comments where people are just talking as if they can beat the fighter up. I mean, you have literally some fans out there. You guys don't have to believe me, but I read this shit all the time. You literally have fans out there that think they can beat the fighter up. Like, literally, like, well, leave me detailed messages how they would beat the fighter up. And it's like, it makes you scratch your head here. It's like, wow. So not only do you think he's a coward, you can beat him up too. Wow. So it's just crazy reading some of these messages, man. And, you know, reading people's definition of what a coward is. So I guess, man, I guess going by the, the grading curve that you guys are giving these fighters, you know, saying if they're cowards or not is pretty damn steep, if you ask me. And just the reason is that I'm hearing, the refs and all, and then, well, you know, the refs are on this side and the venues on this side and the judges are on this side and all of this shit, man. I mean, there's going to be a lot of controversial fights in the, you know, that's just boxing. That's how it goes. Like, for instance, I thought Pacquiao beat Bradley the first fight. I thought he won the fight. They gave it to Bradley. Pacquiao did the next best thing. Just go in there, rematch him, and try to beat him. You know what I mean? So Kovalev will have his chance, man. He'll have his chance, man. So it's up to him to go in there and do what he has to do. The fans are going to just talk shit. That's what fans do. That's what we do. We just talk shit, you know, and swallow spit and just, you know, say anything we want, call dudes pussies and cowards and all this. It's going to be up to Kovalev, man. It's going to be up to Kovalev in this fight to go in there and do what he have to do. He's the crusher, right? So he needs to go in there and try to crush something. And I'm not talking about trying to squeak out a 12-round decision. Nah, go in there and blow him out in 4 or 5 rounds like a lot of your fan base think you were going to do the first time. You know, so, and as far as Ward's style, I think Kovalev is a good enough fighter, and I think he has good enough people in his corner to where they need to figure out a game plan how to deal with Andre Ward, to deal with him. You know, that's what you're getting paid to do. You know, that's why you got people in your corner or training, you know, when you're training to help you come up with these game plans so you can go in there and execute to the best of your ability. But fans calling him a coward, I just don't understand this logic, man. I just don't understand it. He went in there and fought. The judges gave him the decision. I mean, I thought like I said, I thought he won the fight, but the rematch is good. And so I've even heard some people say they don't even want to see the rematch because it's going to be the same thing. It's like, well, he's the crusher though, so he needs to go in there and crush the guy, you know. But I just think a lot of fans don't think that that's realistic, that he's going to go in there and just blow him out. Anything could happen in boxing. He put him down before, so anything could happen. But I don't know, man. People calling him a coward, some of you guys lose me with that. I just don't get it. Like, a coward based on what? Because he behaves in a certain way that you don't want to see a fighter behave. You think that, but to me, a coward is somebody who just doesn't get in the ring at all. When you're making up excuses not to get in the ring, he's getting in the ring. Just because his style of fighting doesn't match up to what you think a great fighter should look like or what style that you like doesn't mean he's a coward. Like, Mayweather, when he got to the Money May thing, he was doing a lot of moving in the ring and, you know, pot shotting and just winning fights on low volume, but being very accurate and precise with what he was doing as far as his offensive output and being defensively capable to stop whatever you're doing. People call it running, coward. Nah, you need to go in there just like Maidana. In that first fight, Maidana said, look, man, fuck all this trying to be accurate and trying to box with you. I'm just going to fight you. Sometimes it's up to the opponent to bring his style in there to get over on whoever's being called the coward or the runner or whatever it is. If he's such a coward, beat his ass. I haven't seen too many cowards that are at this level. I just think people are just throwing that word out there because it matches with Ward, and they could say Cow Ward, and and all that social media type shit, man. So it is what it is, man. I haven't seen a coward get to this level of boxing in my life. I haven't seen too many pussies and all this get to this point. I just haven't. Even if you don't like the guy personally, I believe some of you are just taking it too far with the name calling. And I mean, you can say what you want, right? This is social media. People can say whatever they want. They can pretend to be whoever they want, right? But realistically though, the dude is far from a coward, in my opinion. Cowards don't make it this far. Cowards don't even step in the ring. Pussies don't even step in the ring. Now, you can get in there and do some pussy shit while you're in the ring, or do some cowardly while you're in the ring, but I haven't seen anything. People say, oh, he headbutts. Oh, that's part of his fighting technique. He does come in with his head. He does do a lot of things that if I was to train him or if I was in the gym, who knows? Maybe I would try to have him do some of the shit differently, but whatever he's doing right now is working for him and Virgil Hunter, so just my opinion on it, man. And as far as these functions that I think are heard that he's missing, for me as a fan, it doesn't really even matter to me. Now, again, I'm not running these things that he's supposed to be at, so I know to them, or the HBO interview or whatever, I know for them, they're, it's wasting time and things like that. But at the end of the day, for me as a fan, just show up on fight night, man. That's all I really want to see. That's all I really care about. All this other shit, he doesn't, I don't like the way he talks, and he thinks too highly of himself, and it doesn't even matter to me. I just want to see the dude fight. You get in the ring, you fight, and if Kovalev's supposed to be the crusher and he's going to kill him and knock him out one point, well, then just do it. You have a perfect opportunity to do it.